How the DJ thing started and how I entered the DJ world was mainly due to my parents already at a very early age. They were organizing events in the 90s, and my dad had already been collecting records for a very long time before I was born. So I kind of got introduced to it immediately. However, my personal interest in it started when I was around 16. I went to DJ school Amsterdam, and I followed a DJing course there and a production course. And I knew immediately that this is what I'm gonna do as a serious career. And now, 10, 11 years later, we're here. It was very optimistic, and that's actually also something that my dad told me, because he also knows from his own experience running events, DJing, how difficult it is actually to stand out and to mark yourself within the saturated market, which was already then saturated, let alone now. But I guess I always kind of had, I'm not sure if it was delusional or if it was just intuition, but I think a bit of both. And I knew that I have in me what's necessary to do this.
I want to dance.
I think, well, I know what my unique selling point is the diversity. I have a lot of experience playing in all kinds of different settings, crowds, and I've always made it a point to adjust to them. And of course it's within my limits, but I get a lot of pleasure out of that to make them happy. And I've never categorized myself as a DJ that's here to just play what I want and have the crowd follow me. I follow them.
I want to dance.
There are some like deeply personal tracks that I love that come back often, but otherwise every set I play is completely different. One of them can be more hypnotic and deep, the other one is a bit more digestible, a bit more happy, uplifting. In my 10 years experience, I don't think I've ever played one set that was entirely the same. I can play a house, like for this week I'm gonna do a house set. I have a few drum and bass sets online, but even within one set, when it's techno, it can still go a lot of different directions. Like sometimes an EBM track can be dropped, or a more housey influenced kind of track. Many times, and I think many people that come to my sets often would say the same, it's one set is never, it's like not one type of subgenre, and it's kind of built in sections. And again, it's depending who was playing before me, how am I gonna start it? If it was before me like super hypnotic, I would probably start with a hypnotic 20 minutes and then make my way to whatever I feel that the crowd is in for that time, so it can then go a bit more uplifting, and then I maybe even would go a bit harder, like a bit more industrial type of sounds, and then again, slowing it down towards the end. But within that, I would say a lot of subgenres come forward. I never know which ones are gonna come, but it's all depending on the setting and the vibe. Good advice that was given to me was mostly by my parents, because I'm, to be honest, quite a stubborn person also. I don't really take advice easily from just anyone, because there's been a lot of advice given to me, trust me, but it's not something that I then deeply take. It's depending how I view you or what have we done together, you know, for me to take your advice. But most of it was from my parents, and most of it was from personal stories from their partying and how my dad approached his DJing, and I think that really stuck with me. Like for an example, being able to adjust to all kinds of different situations and crowds. I think that that's my core kind of DNA when it comes to DJing. When it comes to the importance of skill, there's a lot of layers that we can go through. Because of course, technical skill, whether you're playing vinyl or digital, matters. But most of the time, I would say that the crowd just wants to have a good time and dance to good music. So how I've been brought up is that the track selection is really the most important thing. Because if you have a bit of a, ooh, that wasn't too good, but you follow up with a bloody good track. I'm sure if I can curse or not, but if you follow it up with a bloody good track, no one cares. And they're gonna forget it in 1 minute. However, me, I cannot stand it if I make a mistake. So for me, also the skill aspect is very important, which is why I practiced it so much and really made a point out of it to become very confident in that myself. For others, whether they notice things or whether they know I'm playing with 3 or 4 decks, whether they know the type of skill I'm applying, doesn't matter as long as they're having a good time. But for me, it was really important. Generally speaking, I would say track selection is the most important thing. If we look at the modern times, of course, playing with 4 decks is becoming increasingly popular. It almost seems like it's a must in some cases. And I don't fully agree with that because I personally actually think that mixing 2 tracks only and being able to make a masterclass of a set with 2 decks, I look up to that more. But it's not disregarding the skill it takes to play with 4 decks. Don't get me wrong. And I also categorize them as 2 completely different styles of mixing. But personally, a vinyl set or even digital playing 2 decks and the tracks are just fantastic, I think that that's a totally separate skill. Regarding performance, what I heard from many people, which I'm very happy about, is that even when I think that I didn't really perform, that I'm kind of really focused on the mixing, many people still came up to me and said, oh, I really love your energy on stage. I was like, oh, okay. So when I started, I was more of a performer, more using my hands, and kind of, I guess, showing the crowd now is a break and now the drop is gonna come. And just by experience, I learned that I actually don't have to do that much and still have a strong presence on stage. So I became more comfortable in actually not doing too much and just letting the music speak and letting my energy speak for itself. Personally, I really don't think about what other people do or how they do it. I care about it to take inspiration from it, to be inspired by it, but I don't judge anybody on how they do it or how they mix or if it's with sync or without. If you play a good set and people are happy and they're smiling, I respect you, period.